Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to another episode of ThiqueTalk podcast with your favorite hosts, TEE.NELL and
VONNJ.
we are really excited to be back in the studio today. As you can see, today's episode is calling for real silky, real sulky, real, what the older people say, Shaka Zulu feeling like, baby.
I feel like I got on my negligee, baby.
Oh, this is your negligee? I feel like
I'm not gonna tell you what I was about to wear up under here. I'm actually glad I wore this,
Oh.
but I was about to wear a little, like, a little one-piece situation.
like a teddy?
Huh?
Like a teddy?
Under this.
Oh.
So I was
you
about to give a little meth.
Oh.
Strappity strap here, strap there.
Oh. The boys thought they were going to deviant. Okay, got it. We're glad you did not. Let's keep it PG, okay?
That's gonna be a little too much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but people love when you do a lot. They do.
We shall see how I feel this episode.
But seriously, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for continuing to follow, subscribe, share. Our last episode was such a success, so appreciate you all. Shout out to our guest host, Chauncey, on our last episode. What an interesting conversation.
Very interesting. So interesting, I forgot I was here.
You did. Vaughn, you clocked out a little bit, but I know why you clocked out. And sometimes it calls for that.
No, it's hard for me because I feel like y'all were having a conversation about stuff that y'all knew about. I probably could have did better at researching a little bit before we had the conversation. So I don't put it on me, So y'all don't feel like I don't like Chauncey. Chauncey was definitely great. I like him. He's cool energy. We actually went on and ate afterwards.
We did. I could go for a taco right
We
now.
went a little Taco Tuesday moment.
I could go for one right now.
Very cool. I just didn't have
Yeah.
the receipts or, I didn't do my research before he came. So
It's okay.
that was why I was a little over here. I was trying to figure out where I could jump back in, but it was a little like,
Not right now. Yeah. But to all of you may this be your first time listening or watching, you can find us on ThiqueTalk.com, or you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify Podcasts, where you have visuals and audio of all of our episodes since season 1. Because a lot of you don't realize this isn't new. This is something we've been doing, and I've had somebody. Did your phone just go off?
it did.
See how the girls
My phone
do?
never go off.
See how the girls do?
My phone never goes off.
Well, surprisingly, it went off for her, but when I call,
My
she don't
phone,
answer.
y'all, my phone is always on silent. I don't understand how that just happened.
Must be the Lord's. Okay.
It's actually Amber calling back because I accidentally called Amber.
I'm weak. Okay.
That's wild.
But no, thank you guys for supporting. Remember, all of the episodes are available on ThiqueTalk.com, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even some clips on Instagram. Somebody, they started following our page from the last episode, and they were like, oh my God, I've been binge watching all the episodes from start to finish. And they were just saying how well the progression of the show has been.
All about progress.
All about progress,
All about progress.
to go from being on a screen with horrible quality mics and horrible quality videos to upgrading microphones and videos to updating the screen time to updating the screen system to now being in person for episodes. I mean, it's all about the level up. So thank you guys for supporting. We are officially at 900 followers on Instagram. I'm super excited about that. The goal by the end of this season, which is almost here, is 1,000 followers on Instagram. And I mean good followers on Instagram.
Good followers, active, having the conversation, keeping the conversation going. And that's what it's all about. That's what we do this for at the end of the day.
That's exactly
to make
what
sure
we do
that
it for.
the conversation is going.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
And tonight's conversation is just for our viewers. Because sometimes I think people forget that we try to put in snippets of who we are in these episodes while we're talking. But tonight's episode is called 21 Questions. So in this beautiful white jar here, I have 21 questions that myself and Lonnie, for those of you who don't know who Lonnie is, that is ChatGPT, and our production team, shout out to Tevin and Quisha, who gave us some questions that we'll answer tonight. These 21 questions are, some are thought-provoking, some are freak-provoking, and some are just free mind talking. So what'll happen is you'll pick a question out, I'll pick a question out, you'll pick a question out, but we're going to both answer whatever it is. Okay? How you feel?
I'm feeling well.
Okay. So that is tonight's episode, 21 questions. So grab a drink, grab a snack, let's talk, and we'll let you guys into our life for a little bit for the next hour or so. So cheers to 21 questions, darling.
Clink.
May the odds be in your favor.
Get ready for some pillow chat, y'all.
Real good pillow chat. Who's gonna pick the first one?
Are we jumping right into it?
No, why not?
Okay. I think you should go first.
Why
Since
should
you and
I?
Lonnie came up with the question,
Wow.
I think you should go first.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No problem.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what your chat Jupiter did to us today.
Chat Jupiter is crazy. All right. So the first question. First question, people. Let me open it up. Wow. If your younger self could see you now, what do you think they say? If my younger self could see me now, what do I... Depends on how young. So I'm going to just go with like when I really started being a gay boy. Probably around 14. Bitch, you look good. Is probably what I'll tell myself. You look good. I knew you was a social girl. People really do like you. You look good. And your family really do like you too. But bitch, you look good. That's probably what my younger self would say. Because when I was younger, what is the word I'm looking for? Self-esteem. Oh, girl, was low. It was low. I was big. I was the joke of I was the butt of a lot of jokes. And then middle school, I had a broken wrist and stuff. So it was either be the loud gay boy and kind of ride that out.
What kind of broken wrist? Broken wrist, or broken...
It's a broken wrist.
What the guy said, the starter kit.
The starter kit. I had a starter kit. I just didn't have a fucking list down. I ain't had no speech impediment. But no, I just took the role of being the loud gay boy, and it kind of worked and survived.
Yeah.
Until I got to like higher ed in high school and stuff, and then it changed. But if I could see myself now, I know I would have been like, oh my God, you doing a damn thing. And what the fuck is property management is probably what I'm going to ask myself, because I thought I'd been doing that.
How did that become the goal?
Bitch, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be an attorney. I always wanted to say I wanted to be a corporate attorney, and I wanted to also do like pro bono side for civil rights.
I think you should go back.
Hell no.
I think you should.
I'm going to go back, but not to be a lawyer. I'm going to finish my degree, but not to be a lawyer.
I think you should go to be a lawyer.
Okay, and I think...
Katrina is doing it right now at the age of whatever how old she is.
And she's taking a break right now because she said this shit is a lot.
I'm sure it is. However, you're still young. She's older. She was well in her career and did a switch.
An attorney, that
you're
sounds
still
crazy.
young, so I feel like it does not sound. It's not far fetched. I feel like we all wanted to be attorneys, but I feel like you would actually be a good attorney. So I did.
I was in school for political science and everything, and I still do it. But only I will go back to the school for. I do at some point want to teach at a black school. I do want to be a professor at HBCU. I have to do it. But what would your younger self say to you today?
My younger self would probably say, damn, bitch, you actually did it.
You actually did it.
You actually did it. I'm so proud of you. Because I just feel like, me, I never had like self-esteem issues, but I definitely was one of those people of like, I can't tell my family that I'm gay because I don't know how they're going to act. And, I got to make sure that I put my best foot forward and be able to take care of myself by the time I'm ready, telling them that I'm gay. And I did just that. Literally did just that. So
you did amazing.
Definitely will be proud of me for sticking in there.
Yeah.
Going through, figuring out life, bitch. Because this gay life, honey, figuring it out on our own, that's another thing that's not talked about enough. Navigating life as a gay person is the only gay, quote unquote, only gay person in your family, only openly gay person in your family. The first one. It's hard navigating. We don't have no elders to look up to. We don't have no nothing. It is hard.
I wanted to cry thinking about that. Oh my God.
No, it is hard.
It is emotional.
It is.
It's scary.
And people don't understand. It is hard. And I try not to even talk. I don't want to talk about this yet because I know this is one of our questions.
I am ready to cry. It is so hard.
It is. It really
and I think
is.
people don't really think about it being that way because heterosexual people, I mean, I'm not saying that y'all always do this, but I think a lot of times they see us as these flamboyant people that just kind of just do too much, as they will say. But there is a lot. Like, we still have bills to pay.
Yeah.
We still have careers to make. We still have people to take care of. And not necessarily always like, oh, we got to take care of our family or whatever. But we always have to make sure we're independent.
Yeah.
Because nobody can take it away. But No, I don't think people understand how hard it is navigating
Mhm.
life, especially as a Black queer man.
Yeah.
Shout out to my lesbians. Yes, y'all have it hard, but I think y'all do get a pass a lot of times.
Oh, for sure.
Black dads will give their
A little bit
lesbian
more
daughters a lot more passes, and moms will just think it's a phase. Gay boys, oh God, it's like hell is just, I don't know. It's
You're
just,
supposed to be a man. You're not a man.
oh my God, that was
Yeah.
emotional.
Mm-hmm.
That, I didn't,
Yeah, I didn't even plan to go there, but yeah.
Your turn, bitch.
Oh, let's see what Lonnie B done put together, honey. All right.
What you got?
This took a left turn. And it's always me. What actually makes sex good for you?
Ooh.
Not just physically, but mentally.
Say that one more time.
What actually makes sex good for you? Not just physically, but mentally.
Mm.
I'm going to say something that I thoroughly enjoy when it comes to having sex is
My.
talking me through it.
Oh.
I need you to tell me, guide me, direct me.
And ask you for your guidance.
And just some more words of affirmation. It's not words of affirmation, but sexually words of
A
affirmation.
little validation while
A
we're going.
little validation of the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm performing.
What does that sound like? What does that look like?
It looks like a lot of things. It could be a lot of things. Like it could be like
The people at home wanna know.
rough street, dirty talk, or it can be like really like talking to me like, damn, babe, you look good as fuck. You doing that shit, like that type of thing. Or it could be like, fuck, bitch, that shit good as fuck. Like it could go either way.
Ooh.
I
Ride
just
the
like
wave.
my nigga in my ear giving me what I need to hear.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take the sex from a 10 to a 100.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, before I answer.
Don't you say nothing else to me, girl. I don't want no back and forth questions.
I do got it.
What I gotta say, girls. So this is the problem. The problem is the girls always trying to add additives on here. This is the question said.
No, I got a question. Has anybody, since you like that type of stuff, has anybody said anything before that made you be like, oh, cut this?
Nobody has said something that made me say cut this, but somebody has not said anything, and it just destroyed me.
Yeah.
And it actually was crazy because the dick was actually bomb.
But it was just quiet.
It was just quiet. What am I supposed to do here?
I can't do that solid library shit.
What am I supposed to do here?
Baby, I pay rent. We got a house.
This is not
solid library.
This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I heard about in the movies.
What
This
are
is
we doing?
not what the people showed me on the pornos. Okay, this is not what they doing,
Just pumping.
sir.
And you looking around like, okay.
So you're not gonna say nothing. You're not gonna moan, groan, nothing.
Like
Okay.
a night flight. You ever been on a night flight? Bitch, it's quiet,
It's
as hell.
Everybody's sleeping. Somebody might be reading. Somebody might got one light on reading.
Yeah.
Other
And
than
there's
that,
always
quiet as
and
hell.
there's always a baby in the back at night.
Always. Girl, please. No, ma'am, and no, sir. No quiet sex for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Only way it can be quiet is if there's a lot of like heavy breathing.
Yeah, it
I
gotta
could
be
take
sensual,
heavy breathing.
sensual.
It could be sensual. Yeah, like if it's quiet and we trying to do a little quickie.
Yeah.
We somewhere where you're supposed to be. It could give a little quiet moment, but it could give heavy breathing.
See, I should do that in there.
Those
Somewhere
things.
you're not supposed to be. No, wait a minute.
Those things are good for me.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Let's see where the girl's gonna take this.
What makes good sex not physically? Similar to yours, as I'm getting older, we gotta have a conversation before. I know that sounds crazy. I used to could be message, address,
Right into
go.
it.
I want to talk.
Yeah.
I want to hear how you sound and how you act.
Because one thing about it is the show, baby, that voice is gonna be a telltale for me. You cannot.
Or the stupidity. The stupidity will turn me off.
Baby, my girl Jill Scott said, if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do.
Yeah, you can tell me what to do.
But if you cannot tell me what to do, you cannot tell me what to do.
That voice and just the demeanor, like the whole, especially being a verse person, it kind of helps me figure out what route we about to take here. But as I've gotten older, yeah, and also it's something about a man loving us our size without saying it.
Yeah.
I'm in this pickle right now. Let me see how I can describe this. I'm in a pickle right now. I had some intercourse with a doctor back in October. Y'all, my family probably watched this. I'm sorry.
Y'all will be all right. Y'all know what this episode, what this gives. So if y'all see it,
The doctor knocked the socks off my feet.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because of the performance, but the way he was like, eye contact, hands all over my body. It was just like,
the attention to detail.
I melted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you one thing I've never liked. Their sweat dripping on me. That is nasty. But that nigga was sweating, and it felt like heaven's rain. And I was. Then I found out he had a boyfriend, and now I'm stuck with being a friend to great sex. Yeah, that man. Really, what makes good sex to me is just sensualization and embracing one another.
Yeah.
And paying attention to detail. You got to look at who you having sex with and see what they really like.
What works, what's shaking and moving, what's grooving and
hands
shaking.
Down.
You know, you got to.
And that's for a man or woman. Yeah. For a man or woman, like all these things we're saying, it applies to whatever sex or sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to have a boring sex. Don't nobody want to have a quiet sex. Don't nobody
want to. And if you do,
wanna,
more power to you. It's giving very much.
Want to have serial killer sex.
I was going to say serial killer. It's giving very much serial killer.
You just looking at me, I'm looking at you. You looking at me, I'm looking at you. We just.
Babes, save it. Save the drama for your mama.
No, you gotta be.
I don't want it.
You gotta throw some theatrics. Let's see what the next one is. I don't want no sex question.
I love pleasure and play, babe.
Okay. Next question. Ooh. What's something people misunderstand about you when they first meet you? For those of you at home watching, think about this yourself, because I want you to answer this shit out loud while you take a drink. Let me take a drink.
Girl, I don't got to think about it.
What do people misunderstand about me when they first meet me? I don't know what it is. There's two things people get me wrong about. And once they kind of
hear what the first
be
one
around me, they be like, oh, one, people think I'm always on 10. People think I'm always like this. And then they're surprised. Like sometimes when they come in the house, like I don't like jogging pants and a t-shirt, and I just want to smoke my hookah and chill. Now I do like to entertain, so sometimes I am on 10. But for the most part, people really, especially when I'm, let me just put it this way, dating someone or trying to date someone, they be like, "Oh, you're actually pretty chill." I'm like, yeah, as a Leo, for any Leos that are watching, we are not always on 10. We do like to chill out sometimes. Bitch, a Gemini better not open her mouth. Don't shot that.
I just want to say that Leos want people to think that they're not what they are. They are what they are.
Number two.
They are what they are.
People think I'm mean. And I'm one of the nicest people you probably could meet. So those are the two things I think people misunderstand about me when they meet me.
Yeah. I don't think people think you're mean. I think people think you're bitchy. And that's what I was going to say about me. I think people think that I'm a bitch when they meet me only because I have a standoff approach in the beginning. And I think that's just because I'm just an observant person anyway. So I'm more in the background, especially around people I don't know, trying to feel the vibe, see what it give. If me and somebody interact, it's more than likely going to be organic. Yeah. I'm not forcing myself to go speak to people. Like if it gives like, oh, hey, how you doing? Or conversations just end up happening, I'm open to that. And then people realize how cool I am. But originally I can't give off bitchy
but I can see that
to the people that,
You won't do too much talking.
I probably am not going to talk at all until I feel comfortable.
I will walk into a room and be like, "Hey,"
but you give the opposite, bitchy. Like I give like resting bitch face. You give, oh girl, I'm that girl, and bitch. When I walk in here, the room is mine. Like that's what you give. So it's like two opposites,
gotcha,
but same concept.
So it's a really best when we walk into the room together. Makes sense. I can see that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I'm scared of these questions, girl. I don't want another one.
What? We had to let the people know who.
Girl, they trying to get into my tea, honey, and I don't like y'all all in my business.
All in my queen.
How do you show up as a safe space for others when you don't always have one yourself?
Ooh. Wow. Read that one more time for the people.
How do you show up as a safe space for others when you don't always have one yourself? I think this goes back to like growing up, like you said, butt of joke, but I don't think I was more butt of joke. I think I was always just there for everybody. Like everybody felt like they can come tell me what's going on. Everybody always felt like they can just lean on me when it comes to certain things. But I feel like being a closeted gay for so long, like nobody ever opened the door to be like, oh, hey, like, what's going on with you? Or nobody ever, like, actually, not necessarily saying they didn't care, but it didn't come off as something like, maybe because I was given standoffish when it came to that, they didn't actually want to ask about it. But I feel like that starting back then is always maybe to be like caring about other people just in general, nurturing, caring, making sure people know that I'm really there for them when it's time. Because I know how important it is for me. Like I want that, and even though I didn't have it, I knew that I could serve as that person for other people. So I feel like that's how I show up. I show up as if that was me on the other
end. How do I show up and make?
How do you show up as a safe space for others when you don't always have one for yourself? We don't always have one yourself. So basically,
it's routine.
It is.
It's routine.
It is.
We have been, and I think I forgot what podcast or who was somebody. It might have been Funky Daniva, but was talking basically. Gays, we tend to fall in this role of being that person for our family.
Which is crazy.
A lot of times people are scared to come out or your family, or you may have a family that acts homophobic, but we are the organizers. We are the ones that when something happens, call this person so they can get it together or call them, see what they think about it. We're those people, you know.
We're so, like become the anchors of the family.
Like, we do.
And I guess it's because we've had to be grounded for so long. Like,
it's the silent recognition that your family knows that you're probably the strongest. Yeah. You probably are the strongest. So let's give it to them. And it's just so routine. I have a family that's full of women. Love all my girls down. But sometimes they forget about me. And when I say forget about me, it's not a situation where, if I need something, I can't call them, or it's to forget about, like, let's check on his mental, or let's just pop up on him, because we moved away from our families. So I feel like a lot of times when people move away or you're in a different state, your family, I feel like our families don't do enough to me. Like, pop up on me.
Yeah.
Say, we just wanted to come see you, especially my first couple of years here. It was hard. You know, I had friends I would go out, but it was hard not being accessible to my family because we were so close. And I'm like, yeah, it is easier because I'm one person to go home, but at the end of the day, damn, who's gonna come see me? And I mean, my aunt, shout out to my aunt Kim Cakes. She comes see me often and stuff like that. My mom is coming into town for a wedding this weekend, so it's her first time actually staying with me and hanging out with me since I've been for 6 years. So I think it's just a routine, and we kind of put it in the back of our head that we don't have a safe space. I have a therapist who helps me kind of navigate that space, but there's been a lot of shit, like, you just kind of, you deal with it.
Yeah. It's like a routine, like you said. Like, we don't have inner battles, basically. Like, always have been battling with self, always having to figure shit out on your own just because you don't want to burden anybody else. On top of the fact of trying to closet the fact that you're gay. So it's just been always routine, I feel like, to just figure it the fuck out.
Okay.
Be your safe space out.
I hope I don't have one deep like that.
I hope not either.
Because they're not all deep.
I ain't got it.
Some of these are pretty crazy, too.
I don't got it. Give you the sex question.
Give me the sex question. It's crazy.
She more experienced, y'all. I'm a I can't even get it out.
Yeah, bitch. So we trying to throw me out of the bus. Don't be trying to throw me out of the bus.
I'm the Virgin Mary. I'm a nun, baby. Y'all see this black?
I've never.
They see this black.
I've never fornicated between two homes.
They see this black.
I've never fornicated between
two homes. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about, girl. The girls over here making up stuff. How drunk are you? How many drinks did you have?
What? Still pretty
The girls are over here making up stuff. I don't even know what you're talking about. It actually wasn't two homes. It was actually a home and an abandoned home.
Oh, but you remember that.
I remember that.
This question is quite hilarious. I can't wait to see how you get this one. Describe your co-host as someone who has never met them before or seen them before. Describe your co-host to someone, for those of y'all watching and listening, just close your eyes. Or if you drive it, don't close your eyes, bitch. But I'm going to describe Vonjj to someone who's never seen him or heard of him or anything. So physically, Vonjj is like 6'1", 6'2", stocky, thick brown skin, real chocolate brown skin. Very much Let me see. Let me close my eyes. Stylish, trendy, very butch queen, metrosexual teasing, but kind of contemporary dressing. If you also want to look and see who is Vonjj, he's quiet but loud. And I say that because my friend is very quiet. But when she get a few drinks of her, she gets going. I live for when Vonjj gets a little lit. Educated, super ambitious, super family oriented. Low key a flirt. You gotta watch her because she be calling me out. But she get the y'all gotta really get into Vonjj when he be drinking because he get the kiki and ha ha and them eyes get to moving. I'm gonna tell y'all where you really get to see it. That New Orleans will get any girl a little flirt. Also Vonjj is a very friend person. Like he's all about his friends. But he is huge on self-care. And people don't know that. Vonjj gets his massages. Miss Mama's making sure her nails and feet are done. She makes sure she washes her hair and chill out. There's always me time at the end of the day for Vonjj. And I also would describe him as a friend that cannot be replaced. Ever. You know, that is that girl. She don't mind telling you about herself either. Now, the only thing that she does that works my fucking nerves, smack that food. She gonna smack some food.
I've been doing really well with that, y'all. Because I try to be cognizant because the girls be calling me out. But I don't know why I do that. Like, I think it's just certain times. I don't think it's all the time.
Baby, when that food is good, I'll be like, here we go.
Girl, I be into it, honey. Let's see. How can I describe Miss T.NELL?
Cheers.
The First Lady. I feel like we have a lot of the same characteristics, which is why we're friends. When it comes to family oriented, just family first, friends first. The girl has a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends. That's the difference. Very metrosexual, butch queen, teeter-totter the line between femme and masculine all the time. She always pushing the dress when it comes to that.
But I'll never cross the line. That's just so crazy. I've never got anything out of the women's section.
Just because it's on Amazon, no, it's not in the women's section. The girls be trying it.
It's amazing.
You might not have went in the store and grabbed it out of the women's section, but she has some women items in that in that closet, honey.
I go back and look.
Yeah, very, very, very similar to me when it comes to that. Very independent in her own way. Very much the talker of the group. Very much the prayer person of the group. She tried to get away from the church queen, but she is the church queen. That's why I called her the first lady when we first started off. What else? Build about the same height as me, a little more on the slimmer side than I am. I'm a big back girl. He's more of like a slightly chubby 5'11", brown skin thing, yeah.
Well, the difference is I take pictures face on. You take pictures from the side. I can't do that.
I take pictures both ways.
But you know, my stomach go out. Yours is go wide. Like and this is a good lesson for the bigger people out there, women or men. You got to know your angle.
You really do.
I know for me, don't get no fucking picture of me from the side. I'm gonna look like somebody's uncle. Don't do that.
Yeah, I can take pictures either way because, like you said, my stomach, the way it's wider, but it's that you can't tell how big it is when it's straight head on or from the side. So I don't know.
It's important, you know.
It's very important to know your angles.
Get me from the side.
Let me tell you something.
You cannot tag me in that.
Somebody was taking pictures the other day when we went to the sessions, and just was snapping pictures from the back, and I'm like, girl, my back big as hell, bitch. I said, if you post them pictures anywhere, girl,
I am weak.
I don't want to see those. Back big as shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, we very similar in when it comes to what's important to us. Yeah. Stature. That's why a lot of people don't mind talking to both of us because we don't look alike, but just our build and color, skin tone,
and the style. You know,
style. We're very similar in what we wear. Like a lot of times, we even have to like make sure we're not wearing the same thing.
Because I definitely put on a scarf today.
Mm-hmm. You should have.
I definitely put on a scarf.
That would have been kind.
I was like, nah.
I had to put something on because you know my hair's still in that middle phase. So I'm like,
that you're half bald. Mm-hmm. I forget.
So like I had to put something on my head. There's no way I was gonna come in here with nothing on my head.
I was going to say something so insensitive, and I am not going to say that.
Please don't, because it's not giving alopecia. I already know what the girls is thinking, child. It's just out of control. I'm going to this next question because the girls started to get a little too good. They had a little bit too much to drink over there. We about to the same today, so I'm not going. We ain't gonna do too much because the girls tried to call me out last time about how I was drinking too much. Be honest. When do you feel most confident as a gay man, and when do you feel the most insecure?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. One more time.
Be honest. When do you feel most confident as a gay man, and when do you feel the most insecure? This is I think it's kind of straightforward. I feel like I feel the most confident as a gay man when I'm around my friends, when I'm in safe spaces, when we go out and there's other gay girls, gay people in the room, and they all have not the same mindset, but they're all there just being free. Like they don't really care what you're doing over there in their corner. You know, if you're doing something that they like, they're gonna hype you up. Like I feel like in our spaces, I always feel very confident, never not lacking. I would say, when do you feel the most insecure? And this is very crazy because my job has all of the things: LGBTQIA plus and allies, black and allies. They have all of the things set up for you. But I feel like that's where I'm the most insecure.
At work?
Is at work.
Wow.
Being in corporate America, and people seeing you before, seeing what you look like before they actually meet you and talk to you.
Yeah.
They assume
certain things.
Yeah. So like a lot of people always ask when it comes to like family, oh, you know, you're dating, you know, you have a wife. No, I do not have a wife, actually. But when I do get married, it will be a big black man. Or
a BBM.
Or NIGGA dyslexic.
The hell was that?
A ginger.
Oh.
So yeah, I feel like those are mine. I'm very much most confident when I'm around my people, girl, in my things, in my 1-2s, because you know I'm gonna be dressed well when I go out because I don't go outside and not dressed well. And then when I'm at work, I don't feel like I'm less confident, but I feel like those things come to the top of my mind when I'm speaking in rooms or, well, you know, I just feel like it's always of course, like we said, we all know the up and down scale when it comes to corporate and just life in general.
No, seriously.
How it goes. So it's just like, when you're in those spaces and people think something of you and you're not that, and they don't know how to adjust or wrap their mind around the fact that you're a big black gay man. So I try to teeter-tot the line as much as I can. I feel like that's the one place you're going to catch me teeter-tottering what I say, how I say it, try not to come off too gay or try not to, you know, like it's just one of those things. I feel like me being around James, T-Nell has met James and knows James. James is one of my managers in the firm that I work for, one of my peers, and he was the first person I seen that comes to work and shows up authentically as himself. And I feel like I'm aspiring to get there. I mean, unapologetically, baby.
James off the chain.
I mean,
shout out to you, James.
Shout out to James. Okay. But yeah, he has just always been showing up to work unapologetically him, and I'm trying to get to that point. But I think for so many years I've been, like we just talked about, like having to hide who we are. Yeah. It's still hard trying to get to the point of, you know, just authentically going in any space as myself. So I try to, you know, baby steps, coming in with big earrings, you know, coming in with stuff that I wear on a regular, you know, but it's hard. I feel like that's it for me. Yeah. What about you?
I am most confident anything ThiqueTalk. Podcast, hosting events. People want to talk about ThiqueTalk. I am 1,000% confident. What might surprise people when they watch this, I am most insecure when I'm in an intimate setting with my friends. And when I say my friends, Vonjj says a lot of friends. I do have a lot of friends. But like, for instance, Miami. I'm actually most insecure there. Most of my friends are physically fit, chiseled girls. And I'd be like, bitch, here I go again, being the biggest in the bunch. Here I go. Let me go to the pool where everybody else got the abs.
Okay,
and
abs out, girl. I got the stomach out.
And there's nothing they do. My friends are very nice people. They're very kind people. They've
don't make you
never
feel the type
made
of
me
way.
feel like,
Yeah.
oh, you're big. Like, they be like, bitch.
Because you're not the only one that's bigger.
It's only about 2 of us. Maybe 3. But I'm also bigger and feminine. And I think that's what gets my insecurity going. Is that, because when you're bigger and more masculine, it's like,
we talked about that.
Yeah,
we actually should play the clips from the recording that we did in Miami.
In Miami. One day I will release those because I do have to clean them up. But I think that's my most insecure is when I'm in, and I'm not gonna say with my friends, in intimate settings.
Yeah.
Like even when like somebody be like, hey, come with me to a pool party. Pool parties, I just be like, no, thank you. I have yet to, me and my therapist are working through it. It's just gonna be so bad because we are THIQUEtalk. I'm confident in who I am. I'm happy with my body. But to be honest, y'all, I still have those moments when if everybody else got a body around me, I'm like, nobody doesn't want to talk to me. And being a single girl, baby, I need people to talk to me. That's why I thoroughly enjoy the big boy events because I'm like when we were in Atlanta, I brought one of my friends who's very physically fit with me to the Big Dogs event. And he hated it.
Couldn't take.
I'm ready to go. Because ain't nobody trying to talk to you. And I told him that day, I said, you see how I feel?
Okay.
Now sit here and think about it. Because I'd come with y'all all the time. Just saying. But that's for me. Let's see what I got
that's
here.
Interesting.
It is interesting. We ain't gonna talk no more about it. No need to divulge. All right. So the next question of 21 questions with THIQUEtalk says, woo. Y'all grab a drink. Have a drink real quick before we answer this one. Have you ever felt betrayed by a friend? And what did it teach you? I have been betrayed by multiple people at this point. Wow. What situation I want to discuss?
I'm hollering.
I'm serious. In high school, I had one of my best friends talk to a guy I was talking to and stolen from me. And we have a mutual friend. I kind of not even discuss that because I feel like you were really betrayed in that situation. I just learned a hard lesson, but I wasn't betrayed. I kind of was. My family was. But I would say the biggest betrayal lesson was I made a group of friends during the pandemic. And we only knew each other virtuals from Clubhouse. And we ended up meeting each other, started being friends. And I ended up befriending a person that I really grew fond of, stayed with him before, got to know him a lot more. And, we were good sisters. And at the time, I was learning how to sew. And I was like, oh, I'm sewing. He was like, oh, I want to get a product from you. I'm like, well, I'm still learning, but, sure, let's do it. So he pays me just for the fabric, not a lot of money. We're talking way less than I think it was $60. Unfortunately, the time that he paid me for the job is when my cousin passed and my grandfather passed within a 60-day period. I honestly forgot all about it. It was crazy. And I had to move home. I didn't have to move home. I was already moving home, but I moved home and I had to change living situations. It was a lot of things. I was taking care of my grandmother, who was not first time because you're a widow only one time, hopefully, but a brand new widow after being with somebody for 50 years almost. And it was just a lot. And to me, instead of the person giving me grace and saying like, hey, I know you got a lot going on, woo-to-woo, that person went behind my back and just started talking shit and created a whole narrative about me. When I went to go rectify the situation, they act like that was not to be spoken about. My thing is that needs to be the fact that I rectified the situation needs to be as loud as it was when you said it was a problem. And to me, it wasn't a problem. You made it a problem, and I felt like I learned in that lesson that a lot of the girls, they be wanting to befriend you sometimes, but sometimes they be ready for you to fuck up. They be ready for, and I've learned from me per se, because a lot of people do like me, and hey, I love TEE.NELL. There are some people that be like, bitch, he ain't all y'all. It's so cracked up to be. Yeah, I know it's some bitches that's waiting on me to be that. So I learned to be a lot more tighter. I'm still selective over friends and who I consider to be a best friend or a good friend, and we could be cool.
She ain't learned her lesson, y'all.
I have friends, I have besties, and I have sisters and brothers. That's for me. What about you?
For me, I personally have never really had a lot of I guess because I am a very closed off person when it comes to a lot of things. I think even in friendship, I'm just learning to become a little bit more open in certain situations. So I've never had anybody like hurt me to a point where I felt like they really like played in my face. I think the most when it comes to a friend, I think is just like our friend that that we're no longer cool with. And it wasn't even nothing really horrible to me.
The word
It
is
just
betrayal.
was
Betrayal.
It was like, I don't even know if it could be betrayal. Like,
I think it was betrayal.
You think so?
Because I feel like you had that person's back when everybody was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think they know the lengths that I went through behind closed door to make sure that their name was not tarnished or try to keep their brand reputable.
I mean, you was fighting.
And it wasn't even that I was fighting. I was just saying that I feel like, in some situations, I like to put myself in other people's shoes a lot of times. Like, that's just who I am.
Yeah.
I am that person that, like, before I make a decision, I'm going to look at both sides and figure out where I can kind of meet in the middle or whatever. And sometimes people just do not have the knowledge and are just not aware of some of the shit that they do. And sometimes I like to give people grace. Like, and I feel like I gave them a lot of grace. And even, and they really, and honestly, truly, I've been even thinking about reaching out to them recently.
Oh.
Just because we really were good friends. And I'm like, even just to give them, like, we don't have to be cool afterwards, but more like, we can see each other and speak type thing. Like, it don't have to give we got beef. I don't have beef with you. It's never that for me. It didn't go that far on my end. Now your end is different. On my end, it didn't go that far. Like, I didn't feel like we had a beef. I just feel like I just stopped talking to you. Like,
I still don't think there's a beef. I think people feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think instead of saying, I'm sorry, or I could have done better,
mm-hmm.
they tend to take the narrative that, they don't want to talk to me. Or
right.
No, nobody has an issue. Honestly, even my family that I know for sure still don't have an issue at the end of the day. They look at it like, child, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We got through it. But you want to walk around it.
Make it seem as if you're the victim, yeah.
And you went around town acting like a victim. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah, I just feel like that's the biggest thing for me. Like, you not growing and not figuring shit out.
Why don't
like,
you girl just shut up?
Stuff is just I'm saying, like, stuff happened and you don't grow from it. Like, you still are in the mindset of still doing the same stuff. Like, that's the stuff where I was just like starting to see us as our friendship. Like, I'm literally trying to grow. Like, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm growing. I'm giving people grace. I'm moving with kindness, moving with love at all times. Like, you can't be in my friend circle and that's not how you moving. Like, if we're not aligned in that way, then okay, we can be cool. We don't have to be as close as we was. And we can just go about it like that. Like, but I just feel like, honestly, the betrayal came when I just feel like people wasn't showing up for me the way I was showing up for them. And it was supposed to be like a learning lesson for them, like me just stopping talking to them for a while, then let them know what it is. But then it just like other things just started to happen. And it was just like, okay, this is a whirlwind. I'm not sure this is the perfect time to talk about this or discuss this. But now that I'm like, it's not even that deep for me. Like,
I would be interested to hear how
I was just
goes.
Like, I'm low-key thinking about it.
Let me know.
I've been thinking about it for a while. They actually,
I don't have it. Like I said, I don't have a bad beef with him, honestly, because I just don't care. I just need you to be able to say that you were wrong.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even about me. But it was for me. I need him to say he was wrong about my family. Yeah. It's not even me. I don't really care. Like, even but still
knowing them as well.
They'll never do it.
They'll do it, but it won't be like with the intent that you want it to be. Like, you want somebody to really genuinely be like, no, I know I was wrong. Like, now, if you say that part, then I'll give. But if you just say, no, I'm sorry for doing da-da-da-da, it's given, you just said it because I actually said it.
I would want him to say.
But if you say, no, I know I was wrong, and I know it was wrong when I did it, but I was mad. You know what I'm saying? And that's valid. To me, that's valid. Like, if you're mad in a situation and you so happen to do something, I understand, because sometimes when people are mad, they do stuff that they should not do. Yeah, that they probably wouldn't do as a sober mind or regular thing.
Or something.
Yeah. So I just feel like,
yeah,
I give people grace.
Yeah, I mean, I would be interested in how it goes. I mean, and for people that are watching, listening, is there really a difference when somebody says, I'm sorry for XYZ versus my bad that you feel that way? And how does that show up?
Oh, 1,000%.
There is a difference for me. And like I said, I think for me, I would love to hear how y'all work that out. And for me to even hear it out, you have to apologize to my family, because to know my family is to know they are the people that will give you the shirt off their back, and the fact
Yeah.
that they gave you opportunities and you kind of just spit in their face almost, not literally, but verbally. I mean, not verbally, but figuratively. And then this person also, I do gotta share this because, bitch, I know a bitch can relate to this.
I'm Harlem.
I was talking now. Let me not use the word talking. I was fucking with a guy for years, y'all. For years.
I should have brought this up.
This guy is gorgeous. This guy is like 6'1", chocolate
The
skin,
horse.
muscled. And, I love me a horse face. I mean, just all of the above. So I share with my girlfriends. I'm like, oh, y'all, this is XYZ. And I mean years, like years. Our friend that we no longer speak to decides to try to sneak her way into the DMs. Girl, my man gonna tell me you did that. And that should have been for me.
Now that's betrayal.
That should have been for me, sign number one. But I still,
for me, like, that's why I say, like, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a nigga, so it's like, girl, it don't have to be that deep. However, like, to me, that's
nigga.
betrayal.
It was my nigga.
No, but I'm saying, like, to me, it don't, when it comes to niggas, it's not that deep for me. However, the way that you went about it was like, really?
Yeah.
You would do that to me?
Yeah.
Just off like some fly shit? Like, I know, I can only imagine what you would do if it was like something deep.
Well, we did see, we did see what happens when it was deep.
Yeah, but we'll have some more to talk about because I think I'm gonna
can't wait to
reach out and see what this give. Okay. Next question. Oh wow, this should have been just as big for you. I should let you pick this.
God.
What's one of the hardest things you've ever had to go through alone, and did it change you? Hardest things I had to go through alone.
We're sharing.
Honestly, I feel like I've been fortunate enough to not go through a lot of hard things. The like I was saying earlier, when it came to just navigating life by yourself, having survivor's remorse when it comes to like being the first in your family to graduate college, the first one to make a certain amount of money, the first one to like all that stuff. Like I feel like nobody can relate to me in my immediate family. Like, I love them down when it comes to understanding each other from where we grew up at and all that good stuff, but nobody has the mindset that I have. Having to navigate that alone, not having nobody that, like, a sibling or something I can really be like, hey, girl, like, da-da-da-da-da, like, we don't have that. Balance me out, right?
Yeah.
Not having that. And it is heavy. Like, I tell people all the time, like, how heavy it is taking care of my family, like, paying bills, making sure nobody goes under, but in the meantime, I'm going under. Like, I have, even since I first started working, and I wasn't even making a lot of money back then, like 10 years ago, picture it, making $45K out of college, thinking that that's some money and it's really not a lot of money, and your family thinking it's money, and you move away and you're having to take care of your bills and you're having to take care of people's bills, and just making people think that it's something, and not necessarily making them think it's something that it's not, because I definitely had it. However, I also dug myself into holes trying to overcompensate for survivor's remorse or having it. But yeah, I feel like that's mine, and it bothers me a lot. Like, even when I talk to y'all about it, like, y'all always say, just stop. I mean, I'm like, it's not that easy. Like, that's one of the hardest things I have to navigate, and I think about it all the time. Like, because even as I make more money, I feel like the bills just get higher. Like, the expectations just get higher. Like, and granted, I know they're not expecting it from me. Like, of course, the bills that I pay, they're expecting that.
Okay.
However, like, extra stuff, like if I go and I pay for a bill when we go out to eat, like stuff like that, I don't think they expect that. Well, mama do.
Yeah.
I'll say my mama do.
Both our mamas do.
My mama expect to be treated as if she's the queen. Well, her name is Queen D in my phone. However, yeah, I think that's the hardest thing that I have went through and still go through to this day is trying to navigate just being gay, navigating being the first.
Do you think they're going to be okay if you, let's say you find someone, those finances will have to change because you now are building a household.
My man just going to have to understand.
Like, if you want to have kids, and
I know,
like, you can't do both.
I know. This is,
you could do
like
a lot. You could do a lot. And I'm going to say this without putting my family business out there. You can still do a lot, but it's hard when you're building a household.
Yeah.
I have an aunt that doesn't have a household, so she still can do a lot. But she even talks about it, like, the older she got, she had to tell a lot of us,
like, no,
no, not this time. Or
Yeah.
you're going to pay me back.
Yeah, it's just hard. I mean,
Because at
I
some
don't know.
point, you
And I
keep
feel like that's
giving.
honestly, I would never, necessarily never have the space for somebody because I have enough love to go
Oh, no,
around.
you still will.
I
You will
feel
always
like
give.
I just,
But I think the level of it might change.
that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it
It's gonna be
is.
hard, but
Trust me, I was on the receiving end.
I slowly try to like wean them off, but it's one of the most difficult things.
I was on the receiving end, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You know, even having grandparents, when my grandfather died, that was a harsh reality. Like, even though we're still blessed, it wasn't as blessed. Because, I mean,
And
you
that's
have
a
a
one
grandfather
household,
and
yeah.
a grandmother. Like, it was easy to be like,
Oh,
hey,
likewise.
I need X, Y, Z, or we need to do this, or
likewise.
But now it's
the
just
way
grandma.
my granddaddy used to navigate,
yeah.
you know, differently because he was the head of household when it
Yeah.
comes to finances as well. When it comes to making the most money, he was definitely that
Yeah.
person. So definitely change.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I tell the kids as well, like my little cousins, nieces and nephews, like the difference of them growing up versus us is like, girl, we didn't have no problem when it came to, now granted, my mom might not have had it, but my grandma and granddaddy had it, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, just navigating those things. What about you? You ready to go deep?
The hardest thing that I've ever had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try not to cry. The hardest thing I've ever had to go through. It's probably my first time sharing on a platform. Probably my first time sharing publicly. I was a freshman in college.
Mm-hmm.
It was Thanksgiving. I would never forget it. Thanksgiving 2013. I went to A&T for college. I went back home for Thanksgiving, and while I was home on Thanksgiving, I decided to download Jacked. I was like, oh, I'm going to just download it. See who's in Petersburg. I discovered Jack while I was in college. Let me see what's in Petersburg.
Mhm.
And I ended up messaging an older guy. He was in his mid-40s at that time, I believe. He's like, oh, stop by here and see me on your way to your family's house. So I was going to go to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just starting to get into the little sex thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go over there and see what you're talking about. I was not planning on having sex. I just wanted to like meet him and, if we like kissed or something, sure, but I didn't know you like that. So we weren't going to do that. I got to his house and we were talking and he's like, oh, let's go to my room. Let's talk on the bed. I'm like, I don't have a lot of time. I'm dressed for Thanksgiving. I'm like, it's not giving. And get on your bed. And so, go to his bedroom. We're talking. He proceeds to start to kiss and everything like that. I'm like, okay, this is a little much, but it's cool. And he proceeds to take my pants down and, without getting too graphic or too deep, because I don't know if I'm ready to share the specifics, but he raped me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably the most betrayed I ever felt by a person. Because he was older, he was talking about gay life, and he was talking to me and everything. I just assumed that he would do the right thing, but yeah, and he dismissed me afterwards. It was, you'll be okay, go home. And I had to navigate. I had to go to Thanksgiving dinner right after that with my family. I had to put a smile on my face. I'm in pain. Once again, I was not ready. I'm in pain. So I had to go to Thanksgiving dinner, smile, and act like everything's okay. And then I had to go back to school. And it took me years of therapy to be okay with how life turned out, because my family always assumed I didn't do well at A&T because I partied. But after that, I went into depression period. I didn't go to class. And what was I going to go to? I'm at that age, I'm like, you can't go to the police. You gay. They're going to say how you met the guy on the app. What the hell? They're going to judge you.
In your head. Mm-hmm.
You can't go to the nursing because they're going to judge you. My best friend, God rest his soul, Josh told me, he said, go get yourself checked out. That's when I went and got myself checked out. And he went with me to get it done. But I had to navigate life. I had to navigate school. I had to hear my family like, be disappointed that I didn't do well at this Ivy League black school. I didn't do well, and I had to come back home, and I couldn't tell anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's still
couldn't.
navigating that
I could not
having to
tell
do
anyone.
navigate spaces alone. That's that
And
part.
talking to my therapist for a while, I learned I'm a lot better now, but I used to be, I was a bitch. I was a bitch. And I was a bitch because I was like, bitch, I done been through it all by myself. I don't
You
give
ain't
a fuck
seen
about this
nothing.
little
Yeah.
circle of friends. Fuck y'all. And I've learned to, and my first time sharing with a family member about that was probably a couple of months ago when Lady came and we were talking at brunch, and that was our first time ever telling anyone what happened. And I felt that I was okay to tell her because that's somebody who's been vulnerable with me about who they are. But that's probably been the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through. Still navigating that, still understanding that. And that's also probably why people be like, oh, you have such a low tolerance. I don't do abuse. I don't do abuse. I don't do none of that argument because it just reminds me too much of what that situation was. And to this day, I don't know his name. I know where I was now. I ended up moving into the same building, Pear Street. Lofts was where it happened. And I remember moving in that day and I was like, wait, this looks familiar. And I realized where I was. But did not know his name. All I knew was his Kick name at the time was like Stoop Kid or something like that. We kind of talked on Kick and stuff before that. But after that day, he blocked me on everything. There was no way to find him. So,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how did that change you?
How did that change me? I mean, it changed a lot about me. I had to be a rock. I had to be tough. I had to. I was doing that shit, and nobody. So it was the harder part about that is like hearing my family be like, "You ain't do good at school. You had to come back home," and I'm like, if only y'all knew why. And sometimes when I first was going through, I was like, damn, I should have told them. Maybe they would have let me stay. Maybe I could have stayed at school. Maybe they would have been more understanding. And, but then I would have met you. I wouldn't have met. Life happens weirdly. It worked out. But it really it taught me to. It changed me to be a lot more observant. And people always laugh because I'm very friendly with friends. But when it comes to men, I gotta run a tight ship, bitch. I run a tight ship.
She run a tight-ish ship. Tight adjacent.
I do. Tight adjacent. There's some stuff I let you get away with. But like anything like arguing or abuse, I've never.
Yeah, I don't stand for that at all either. Like I come from humble beginnings.
Okay. That's a good way of putting
where
it.
Alcoholism was very adamant in my family. And there's been times where, I've witnessed, a back and forth, a little squabble situation. And it's just have never been my cup of tea. Like my friends know me. I can fight. I will fight. Like don't ever mistake it. But I that's just never my first go-to. Like I'm always I don't want to ever get to the point where I have to physically put my hands on somebody.
Yeah.
If I get there, it's nothing else we can talk about after that. After that, it's literally we done. You can delete me on whatever you want to delete me on. You're not here. I don't know you. We cannot do nothing else from here. If I ever have to get it physically put my hands on somebody. So yeah, I agree with the like seeing it or experiencing it.
Yeah.
It changes how you think about it. Physical and all types of abuse, emotional, whatever type of abuse. It just changes the way you think about it and what your tolerance is for it. But yeah. We're going to go some more questions or we're going to...
No, we can go some more.
Okay.
We only got time.
Do we?
We got too much to talk about.
Those things we can run through.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. Thank you for being a safe space in that
Of course. Always.
And to all, and I should say this, if you're watching or listening, you've ever been through a situation like that, I'm sorry. But remember, you survive. You pick yourself up. You get help that you need. You get your self-esteem back to where it needs to be. But don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be ashamed of your situation, whether you meet them on an app or in person. You're still a person. You're still worthy. And I wish somebody would have told me that. Because I'd have probably been a little more serious about it. But
yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Like we said, like navigating.
But that was 2013, man.
Yeah, it was a
In
different
today's
time.
I probably would have been like,
yeah,
bitch,
oh yeah,
yeah.
on TikTok, all of the above, trying to figure out ways to go about it. But
2013,
yeah,
nah.
and also like you said, like you were a baby when it comes to like understanding how this works. Like, you know, like we was talked about the other day. I feel like Jack is a hookup site. You feel like it's low-key a dating site. Like just our the ways we look at certain things with fresh lens of eyes is totally different than us navigating that space. For now, you would have known those key things like, oh no, this is gonna look like I said I was coming here to talk to you. I'm gone. Like,
and I'll never talk to him anyway.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like it would be like things that you may have like looked past, you wouldn't have looked past in today's like time. Like, so I agree.
Yeah. All right. This question. This is like, do you think people gay bait for attention? And why do the gays fall for it? Let me tell you, I'm glad we got this question because dear straight men.
Dear fucking straight men.
Dear straight men. Y'all gay. Y'all
as
gay.
hell.
You don't be a straight man and say, oh, I know the gays give me attention and they'll pay for stuff. Now all of a sudden, like that football player, you in the gym every day with your ass out. No underwear. Or y'all, you gay.
That is the gayest shit.
You like the attention. You like the fact that a man is giving you that attention. You could tell me all day, oh, money is money. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's coming from somebody. Somebody telling you. The thing is,
if you don't have values around certain things in your life, who are you? I don't want no man that can't stand for something. I'm sorry. And that's just me as
just because it's a $10 subscription, you ready to do it. Nah. And then to my dear gays, I love y'all down. And I get it. Some people are just sexy, but stop it. When are you gonna stop? Just like Jules, I think was his name. Y'all drool and drool and drool about Jules. Then he come to y'all event, he don't do shit but make y'all look stupid. Now you ready to rebel. No, sit in your shit. Sit in your shit.
Also pressed for him to come, but I think they also were. But I think that a lot of people was pressed for him to come because they thought it was his ode to coming out to being gay. Because remember, a lot of people thought he was gay.
Yeah, but guess what? They want to ode.
But yes, I feel like a lot of times we as gays put up a filter when it comes to like navigating straight people literally gay baiting us. Like they do it all the time. Like first of all, I just think about when it comes to like even sagging, like. What are you sagging for?
Who are you sagging for?
Women do not want to look at your butt.
Boy, you wear a size medium, but your waist is a 42 and you want to sag. I'm excited to see it.
Women are not looking at your butt. Men are looking at your butt.
Hands down.
And you're okay with that.
And you got
your homeboys are looking at your ass.
You got your Fruit of the Loom ethical underwear.
Your homeboys are looking at your ass right now.
They're touching it too.
Y'all got to stop.
But gay baiting is a thing like that. I don't know, remember that video, that DoorDasher that dropped the food off and he had this huge ass. And everybody was talking about it. Next thing you know, he got OnlyFans. Why? Why?
Well, they said into a little
what's his name? Oh my God. What is his name? Light skin, tall, buff.
Oh my God. Not Grandy Glaze.
Grandy. Started off, I ain't gay, I ain't with all that. And guess what? Now you're up there with Kobe and them doing gay stuff. Or Flashman Wade was one of the first gay baiters. You remember Flashman? Light skin with the louse? Yeah. One of the first gay baiters. Baby, you gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually very sad. Like, I just feel like you don't have to pretend or teeter-tot the line. Like, if you're going to come out and do something, stand the fuck on it.
But the gay baiting has made it
my thing. Like,
gay baiting has made it a transportation to say, I can do this gay stuff, but I'm not gay.
Right.
Because I'm getting paid for it. So if me and another nigga want to jerk off beside each other, or we want to take a dildo and put it up between the both of us, it ain't gay. I'm just making money. Baby girl, you is homosexual.
You work hard for the money. Any interactions that you're doing with another man, it's gay. FYI. Are you putting these back in here?
No. I pushed one out. No. Mine's over here. Bro. Say ye.
Have you ever been fired? What happened and was it your fault?
Oh, bitch,
I'm just going to hand this over to TEE.NELL because I've never been fired. I have kind of been, not really, but I think it was more so like trying to push me out, not necessarily me getting fired. I was basically, it was COVID. I was going through the transition of just losing my grandfather. And the way that I showed up at work was totally different.
Yeah.
Like, I think that I had to understand and learn, because that was like the first like very close death I've ever had in my family was my granddaddy. Well, my grandma passed when I was like, when I first, on my dad's side, passed when I first graduated college, like a year after I graduated college. But this was like my daddy.
Yeah.
This was different. Like this is the person that I grew up in your house. You took care of me my whole life. Like, I'm indebted to you in the way that I feel. So that was different. And I was trying to learn how to navigate that and navigate it on my own again. And the way I showed up at work was just not the full me. And I think that it started to show in my work. It showed in like how much I went to work. And one thing about consulting and working in big four companies, even though it seemed like it's a huge place, the network and the people you're around, it's very small. So like I kind of started to get a rep of like I take days off and da 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 da. So one of my partners told me about it. And he just is like, letting me know, like, this is something that's going around. You might want to start, working to make sure that that's not something that people are thinking, da, 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 da. Sounded good. I said, okay. And then kind of went back to doing the same thing. And I just was like, you know what? And then they asked us to come back into work. So I was like, perfect timing. So I just quit. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah. I just quit, left it. But I probably would have got fired if I would have stayed. I'm glad I didn't, because I'm still doing the same thing to this day. Making more money, working from home. Showing up, it's my authentic self, doing what the fuck I want to do. Amen. Now, you on the other end, I didn't even want to answer the question, because what she got to tell y'all? She got to tell y'all some tea.
Bitch, first of all, I've been fired a couple of times in my life.
The same place, too.
Yeah.
You got fired.
But I got fired from Capital One.
A couple of times, it was the same place.
Yeah, I got fired from Capital One when I was young. And I remember knowing I was going to get fired. I walked into work with all black on. I'll never forget. All black. I had this big old hat on. It was some dramatic.
The drama. The girls are the drama.
If you ever worked at a call center, it was one of those situations where I didn't unhook my headset and I said something. I was one of like really good workers. My manager didn't even want to fire me. When I walked to work that day and with my outfit on, my manager, he was a gay black guy. He was weak. He said, I've never had to do this. I was like, don't waste your time. I'm going to give me a drink after I leave here. I'll be fine. But no, have I been fired? I got to tell a story, bitch. Yes, I've been fired. And I've been fired twice from the same fucking place. And you know where the place was? My fucking church. My church fired me twice. No. My pastor fired me twice. Twice
removed.
I don't know anybody can say they've been fired twice. And each time I was fired was for no fucking reason. And nobody knew I was fired. You know what? That ties back to a question I heard earlier. Have I ever felt betrayed by friends? Let me tell you, when I got fired from the church, not the first time, but the second time, I did feel betrayed by my church friends because they were trying to like find reasoning. I'm like, there is no reasoning. He fired me and didn't tell nobody else. Like, people at the church really thought like, okay, background quickly. People that you may not know it, it's been years. Vaughn is telling the truth. I am a church queen. Some of you probably know if you follow me on Instagram. I worked for the church. I grew up choir boy, directed the choir, and I'm becoming one of the choir directors, and I'm becoming one of the assistant minister of music, whatever you want to call it. And my pastor, to this day, I don't care what nobody say, he just did not like the fact that I knew what I was doing and I was young. The first time I was fired was because the person he hired didn't want me there no more and lied on me. And when I showed him the lie, I got fired. All right. He then brings me back. He says, I know we did you wrong. I know we did you wrong. I knew it was a lie. I knew they were lying. We need somebody that knows what they're doing, that knows this church, because I grew up in this church. I'm now 20 at this time, 21 at this time. He brings me back. My first Sunday I would never forget, 2016, because my best friend, best cousin, brother died that same week. It was my return to the Mac. First Sunday, all white. We killed the choir stand full from end to end. Everybody excited that I'm back. Oh, good. I'm going for months. Everything going great. We're building, we're doing ministry. I'm growing. We're not doing just Sunday morning. We're meeting up. We're doing meetups. We're coming up with plans for workshops. I'm serious about my craft and serious about my people. Well, that didn't go too well when pastor says you can't outshine me and you younger than me. So the next time I got fired because one of the musicians put in his 2 weeks notice, but didn't tell the pastor, but told everybody else. But I got fired because I should have told the pastor. Nigga, please. So yes, I've been fired before, and yes, it was on some bullshit, and yes, it was from the church, and that is probably why when people be like, "Oh, you come sing," I'm done. People crazy. I can't do it. You're not about to be hollering at me, acting like you. I
also think people forget when they're in those leadership positions that everybody's grown here. Everybody's grown. Like, you don't talk to me any kind of way.
And when it comes to ministry, your age don't matter. You could be 60 and just get here.
I just say if somebody's anointed and they're led to it, let them do as they please.
Let them do.
Now you got somebody up there hooting and hollering, playing around every Sunday. Got them people up there looking
y'all
cool.
Ain't changed.
Y'all ain't been uniformed since the man came into
them robes in the back collecting dust.
Put them on.
Y'all ain't did no ministry.
Put them on.
What church y'all singing at? What album y'all came out with? One of the
I
oldest
still love
churches
our
in the
home
city.
church. Let me not say that. I love our home church. I love the people of our home church. Let me say that. The people of our home church, well, it's not my home church, but it's my young adult church. When I became an adult, it became my home church.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still love the people that go there. A lot of good people that go there. However,
we lost a lot of good people too, though.
We have.
Just off of some bullshit. I do love my people, but it's like, that was some...
Yeah, janky promoters.
Shout out to Metropolitan Baptist Church in Petersburg, Virginia. Y'all did me wrong. And y'all could tell anybody they did me wrong.
Speaking of the church, though, before we go to another question, Miss Durn Fleet, in her discussing homosexuality and the fact that she would not go before God and confess her love for a man, and will not marry a man in front of God. She does not believe in that.
So brainwashed and homophobic and don't realize it. You gay.
That internal homophobia will be eating them
gay on a gay comedy tour. You would say all type of these things about
Miss Mama, Miss this, Miss that,
how you would date these men, but you can't get married because in the eyes of God, that's so bad. First of all, hey people, let's educate. Marriage is man-made. That piece of paper that we signed, they didn't have that back then. Confessing our love and doing a ceremony, they didn't do that. Mary was his earthly mother and Joseph was his earthly father. They were husband and wife because of what they did. They got together, and that's where they had a child. God never said, "Oh, you got to get married with a piece of paper."
Yeah.
He never asked for that. Be fruitful and multiply is all he told y'all. And that didn't go for everybody. That wasn't for everybody. It was a lot of people in the Bible that did not have children and did not multiply. So miss me with the bullshit. But today, I'm sorry to hear.
It makes me very upset. Like, and not even like the fact that, I think I'm mad at him. Nothing like that. It's more so like, dang, you really think that about yourself. Like, you think that you are not worthy to really live authentically in yourself and who you are. And not think that God made you that way. That's my thing. Like,
and to say you would fuck a man and date men, but you wouldn't get married. You wouldn't get married.
Like, at the end of the day, it's all sin. Like,
but that's
and
something
it's
you want to do
before God. Whether you're doing it behind your closed doors or
he's omnipotent. He's everywhere, girl. He sees everywhere,
baby. He see it. So I'm like, it's not like you're hiding it from him now. The figurative of you being in a church when getting married. You don't have to be in a church when you get married.
You don't have to be. Girl, you go on the beach. You can get married at the Burger King, at the fucking Popeyes.
You can get your cousin to get ordained to run your thing.
People do it all the time.
All of the above. So I'm just like,
but the sad part about it,
avenues.
He's not the only one.
Yeah, he's not.
There are a lot, and I was talking to Jeff about this one time. We was just chit chatting, right? And I was like, what are these people going to do that are so heavy in the church? They're working in the church, they're choir directors, and we know y'all got boyfriends. Y'all never gonna get married, or even if you don't want to get married, y'all never have kids. Y'all never gonna move in together, and y'all can never come to church and be like, "This my man." Girl, please. I'm going to Vision Church in Atlanta if it's that serious. I'm going down to the Vision with all of gays and queens, honey, where they are accepted. It's an affirming church and live my life. Because what?
It's crazy.
But what?
It's crazy. It actually saddens me a lot. It saddens me that he thinks that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and people might hate me for this, that should be a lot of the black people. Other cultures do not be having a lot of these issues.
They don't.
It just
It's all black people, babes. And it comes from how we were
and
how
y'all
we
be
were
using the
raised.
same. I think the problem for me is y'all use the same Bible that they use on y'all when they didn't want y'all to marry white folk. People don't realize that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a religious thing, man. Black folks shouldn't marry white folks. That's in the Bible. Do that. Stop that. Stop that.
First of all, y'all not reading it for real.
There's a lady named Bishop Flounder. She's a lesbian woman, and she's a Bible scholar. She's studied and she's super smart. She's like, a lot of the Bible is not what God said, but what we interpreted.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, we need to redo some of this stuff. Hey, you think about it? This Bible, this old. No, we need to. Some folks need to sit down and really divulge.
Mm-hmm.
Because also there's books in the Bible that we don't know about. There are books that are missing. I feel like there do need to be a panel of religions to sit down and say, hold on.
Do your research. Somebody figure this out.
We got some
stuff.
We got some common goals.
There's
here.
some gaps in there.
But I do feel bad for Darren Fleet and for anybody that's involved or has a religious background, baby. Stop that. Live your life.
It's actually very sad.
Do what you want to do as long as you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Have your way.
Like BK.
Have your way. Okay.
Burger King.
Okay.
Burger King.
Yeah. Bitch. I'm weak. What do you think your family used to say about you being gay before they knew you were coming out? What I think, I knew my family was talking shit. My mom's side, both sides always knew. But it's funny, my aunt always be talking about this, but like, I know they were talking about me. Like, y'all could have just, why not just call me in the room and be like, we know you gay, and let's get this over with. But my mom's side definitely knew, and I guess it was topic of conversation. My dad's side was I think my mom's side was more like, all right, if he gay, how that's gonna look? With that, my dad's side more like, oh hell no, that boy gay, Lord, that boy gay, I'll fall out. And then surprisingly, my mom was the worst one at first. Oh God, if y'all be my mom, y'all tell her she was wrong for that. She
the
threw
drama,
this whole
the drama part one, the drama
bitch.
part two.
Tyler Perry. I mean, oh Lord, my son gay. Lord, he going to hell. Lord, she calling everybody. Everybody like, girl, we already knew why you put on this act like this is new news. My dad actually took, and I think that's why I have a bond with my dad. My dad really surprised me. My dad was very much, I love you no matter what. And then his mom and some of his family had a hard time with it at first. And he's like, well, if y'all don't love my son, fuck y'all.
But it also, to me, it's like, y'all have a hard time with it actually being reality because, like, a lot of y'all knew before this.
Yeah, people be knowing.
Y'all knew, like, and granted, you're not supposed to put that on children, but I just feel like there's certain things that you see in kids that allude to them being a little feminine. Not even having to be gay, but just being a little bit different than most young boys. You're a little bit more feminine. You're a little bit more into church.
But
you're
even
a little bit more
as a kid, even as a teenager or college,
look
y'all
at
knew.
certain things. Yeah, oh, for sure.
By the time I went to college,
by the time I became grown, y'all knew. Like,
y'all knew. Because y'all stopped asking about where my girl at.
Thank you. For me, I never came out to nobody but my mom.
Sergeant Pram knew.
Everybody in my family knew. I feel like it wasn't a discussion topic, but I think they all had had an understanding or a hint towards it because I've never had a girlfriend. Always hung around the girls.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, they knew, and we just did our own thing. Like it was never a thing where I needed to bring it up or have a conversation. It was like I had a conversation with my mom. I'm sure she probably talked to them about it and probably didn't, honestly. She probably didn't know how to navigate it. She actually took it very well as what I posed, because I told over the phone. So,
Told your mom over the phone?
I did.
That's ghetto.
I did. I was living with my uncle and them. It was probably like my junior year of college. And I told her, and we never really had a conversation about it. It just became a thing.
Understood. I never told my mom over the phone, but my mama found out because I was on the phone. Ha ha ha.
That phone. Not your turn.
Oh, it's your turn?
Yeah. We're almost at the end of this episode.
We are. I just want to get like 2 more in.
What's something you've outgrown? People, habits, or mindsets? I've outgrown Thinking that just because we have a long history that we have to be that we have to remain friends, or we have to remain in a certain, like, we always have to like come back to friendship, and it's just like, actually, no, that's not. Like, we might just be in two different places, and that's okay. Like, we can be cool and cordial. I can see you and speak, but we do not have to be, because at the end of the day, some people are. We think that everybody's here for a long time, but everybody's not here for a long time for us. Like,
Yeah.
we try to make and maintain relationships with people just because we hold their friendship to a certain stature. But sometimes when people are not growing and going in the same way that you're going, you just have to let them be.
I've outgrown being everybody's hero. Yeah.
And I ain't there yet,
Yeah.
girl. We just talked about it.
I'm not saying like that side. I'm outgrown saying what everybody thinking.
Yeah, you touched on that.
I don't do that
before.
no more. That whole, I already know that's what, I don't do it no more. If she can't say it, if he can't say it, with their grown big ass, I'm not saying it.
It just is what it
Because
is.
then I'm tired of being in situations where,
Let's come
TJ
back
said
to
XYZ.
TJ. Like,
Bitch,
you weren't
y'all
thinking.
said that.
We discussed this before I got here. I was just the one to say it. Y'all didn't say
I
it.
ain't doing none of that no more. So people be like, that's when some of my friends be like, you ain't got nothing to say. Nope. I ain't got shit to say
Not a
about
team.
it. Nothing. We all thinking about it, but I ain't gonna say
it.
Hell nah.
Gonna put it back on me, babes, because I'm the one that said it and y'all was thinking.
Now, when they need to, I'm always used to being a big bad wolf. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
When did you essentially become into who you are? Like, when did you become you? When I became TEE.NELL, Clubhouse made me do it.
I'm hollering.
I think when the pandemic hit in 2020 and that whole Clubhouse app, and I became like TEE.NELL, the first lady, and like all this, I like ran with that shit. And I'm like, oh, this is like a thing. And then from there, I started being like more vocal and more on social media. And I started like, as a gay person too, like, this is who I am. And then as just a person, at that same time frame, I was getting into my bag in my career and being a boss and a manager. And yeah, I would say around that 2021, 22 pandemic era, around when I was about 20, how old was I then? 5, 6 years ago, 25, 26, I really learned out who I was. Excuse me. And what that looked like.
I would say in college. Honestly, I had some of the best times of my life in college, and it was the first time I got to be free and not really care about how anybody else look at me or how other people feel about me. And I felt like navigating that space alone and understanding, and it gave me time to figure out who I was, like, and how I wanted to show up as a gay man as well. And I also think that becoming a part of Urban Couture towards me leaving out of college also has helped me in like figuring out who I am and like seeing what other people think of me without really knowing me. Like, I think that was a big thing. Like, my name from Urban Couture, y'all, if you don't know, is Schoolboy Couture. And it just made me realize, like, people do think that I am a smart, intellectual girl. And I actually am, but, it's just good to see that other people also, like, see that about me.
Yeah.
So I think that navigating that space of college towards the end of my college career definitely helped me assert who the fuck I am. And that's when I started calling myself Vonn. I was not Vonn at first. I became I Am VONJ in college.
Wow. All right, on you, last round. Pick one.
I'm scared. These questions be doing too much. What's your most awkward sexual experience? Keep it cute, but real. Most awkward sexual experience. Miss Mama's hinted towards this earlier, so I'm just gonna talk about this one. So I met someone on the site, Chiquita D. And we linked up, right? And at this point, I didn't have a home. Well, let me not say I didn't have a home. I was staying with friends and I was couch hopping. Let me say that. Of course, my grandmother's house is still there. I just never wanted to go home. I didn't want to be in Brunswick. Brunswick was just boring. I wanted to be in Petersburg. So I would stay between my mama's house and our friend Keith's house. So anyway, this person hit me up. We go and we link, and we're basically in between two homes, abandoned homes in Petersburg, right? Outside, this is very awkward, first of all, because I get there and they're not showing their face. It's the first time this ever happened to me. I've never not had a person like I've never had the mass experience. Let me just say that. Anyway, so I'm prepared to come there to have full on da 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 da. I get there and we start fornicating. I'm going in for the gusto with the Gok 3000. And before they could stick it in, they had already came. And it was over from there. Oh. Yeah. I never told you that part, huh?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. So it was a very short-lived experience.
Yeah.
Very intense because I've never done anything outside. No, I have done some outside. However, at that capacity of like not knowing somebody and not seeing their face, that's crazy. But yeah, that I feel like that was my most awkward one because I'm like, I didn't do all this work because the girls know that it's a lot of work getting ready for it. We're ready and prepped, and then you get there and what you thought was going to happen did not happen. So it was very awkward just being in that experience of the whole mass situation, and then also not living up to expectations of what you put me in that group chat in that messages. You didn't live up to it. Sorry to you.
The most awkward sexual experience I've ever had. I went to this guy's house. He lived in Blandford.
Oh, girl.
And it was the trade. So I get over there, and I don't think he about to top me.
Ooh.
But he was like, "Nah, I want to be top." So I'm like, okay, I'm younger at the time. I was going to Virginia State at the time. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I already felt kind of weird, but he's like, and I want you to top me in my girlfriend's underwear. So he proceeds to put on his girlfriend's lingerie.
Is this... Hold on. Keep going. Keep going. I have a question.
We're not about to put this
We'll talk about that after this.
He's kind of dangerous. I can't say who. But he's like, we put on underwear, so like we getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody knocks on the door.
Oh, right. That one. Okay.
Bitch, somebody knocks on the front door. So I'm like, wait, she lives with you? Apparently it was the neighbor or somebody that saw me go into the apartment. It was like condos or something. It was. Y'all, my heart jumped out of my body. My spirit was on the floor. So I had to go out the back door. He's like trying to stall them at the front door. I don't even jump fences, bitch. I jumped the fence that day. I had to get the fuck up out of there and run around the block to get to my car. I have never done it. See, there's a reason why I don't be doing deals. Y'all, that was the scariest, most awkward. It was awkward anyway because I'm like, you want me to do what while you're in your girlfriend's panties? What's happening?
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then to see who it was, I'm like, you're like one of the hardest people. Sir, this is crazy and this is awkward and I'm going to have to stop.
This is dangerous.
So for me, that probably was my most awkward sexual experience ever.
Mm-hmm.
But as we're wrapping up this episode, because we went through literally almost all of the questions. There only like two left.
Yeah.
But there is one last question I want to ask you as we wrap up this episode. The question is, when you first joined the team, what did you think of ThiqueTalk podcast? And where would it go? As opposed to now, how do you feel about it? And where it could go?
Well, everybody knows, well, if you don't know, if you're new here, I did not sign up to be a host of ThiqueTalk podcast. I was going to be behind the scenes helping the girls move their platform and navigate the space and figure out how we can make ThiqueTalk a thing. I always thought it could go very far. I felt like y'all started off very strong. Y'all had a lot of different personalities. So to me, it gave almost like the real. Like it gave all your different type of gay. It was not one like. It wasn't a monotone. It was like, oh, we have a wider range. Like, it's the girls that able to bring all different aspects and perspectives. So I knew it could go far. Didn't think that we would lose people so fast. And it ended up being me and you. How ironic. Because I really starting off, I really thought that was going to be a solid group, like, and where it could have went. And I feel like it still could have went great. It's just that I don't think time's aligned, like time in the line for everybody. But I'm excited to see where it goes, honestly. I feel like we can go far. I feel like the biggest thing for us is making sure that we're staying on top of ourselves when it comes to stuff we have planned. We have a lot of stuff planned, y'all. We have a lot of stuff in our head. We have a lot of stuff we talk about. And we just have not been able to put belt to ass, action to pad. We have just not done it yet. And I think those are the things that's holding us back. We have to also be as on top of things as we try to make y'all be like, make sure that y'all are okay. Y'all checking in, y'all vibing with us. Like we have to also make sure that we're putting our best foot forward as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like after that, once we really like buckle down, I feel like we can go to all extent, like as far as we can, as far as known. Like I feel like we could be Alex and Dre and Nicole. Like I feel like we can be 85 South show. Like I feel like we can do that for the gay space. Like I feel like a lot of people like they get on there and they get on mics and they just shoot the shit. Like we really be trying to think of creative ways for people to understand who we are, talk about relevant content, relevant topics. Like we try to do all of the above and not just get on here and shoot the shit. Like a lot of people think that it's easy because of what they see people do. And granted, it's easy for clickbait, it's easy for views, all of that good stuff. But we're trying to have something that's sustainable where people can go years from now and watch and be like, oh, they really was talking about some good stuff. This is good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all really had some good stuff y'all were talking about. Like, but I feel like I see us going far, very far. Very, very far. How about you?
When we first started this show, to be honest, I thought it was a fucking joke. I did. I was like, this is a hot mess. I was like, this is not sustainable.
I thoroughly enjoy our pilot episode.
It was so many of us on that screen, and getting them together for that pilot episode was just chaotic. And to like, and I'm not saying anything bad because I loved all my co-hosts and still got love for them. But just putting us on the screen together, I was like, I remember watching that and I'm like, this is the best.
It was so good, y'all.
And I was like,
y'all should actually go back and watch it because we posted it, right?
Yeah, the pilot is
y'all should go back and watch it. It was very good.
We had my boy Elijah, who doesn't know what to say out of her mouth.
I mean,
Sean tries to be reserved for the professionals.
No, the Portia.
Yeah, Dave is just Dave. I mean,
Dave is just chaotic.
I mean, literally, like
I also was chaotic on that pilot episode. I think y'all should go watch though. People enjoy my chaos though.
Yeah. At first I'm like, girl, I don't know how this gonna work, but
yeah,
okay. And then we did lose them and things happened and divine timing. This is no shade. I think it was meant for me and you to do this. I mean, we have the rapport. We know each other well. You're now in the same city as me. So like the progress where we are giving y'all at home what you want, like that in-person vibe. And that's why this episode tonight was so important. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of who we are and how we've become and how we think and as we progress. I do see us, like you said, being that podcast, and what sets us apart from other queer podcasts is it's two of us. It's the knowledge about each other. It's the not being afraid to talk about the things that a lot of people don't want to just have clickbait about. It's not always about a porno. It's not always about those things, but the creative things. I'm excited to see us do these things, and we do have things planned. One of the biggest things that I'm making sure we get done when we end this season, which we're almost done with, I think we have like an episode or 2 left, is merchandise. We gotta get y'all some merchandise. You know, y'all are still asking for the Rated Thick shirts. You're still asking for the Deuce and Danger shirts. You're still asking for the Butch Queen Wrangler shirts. You're still asking for the button-ups. We're gonna get this out. It's already trademarked, so if a bitch is watching this, you cannot have it. ThiqueTalk podcast, ThiqueTalk in general, the brand is here to stay. So I'm excited to see what happens. And I'm also going to just do something I probably didn't tell you guys I was going to do, but I am looking for somebody who can help us with like partnerships and like really navigating that, because people don't realize we're also a nonprofit and we don't have that particular piece yet in our production team and our team. So if you are interested or watching and want to be a part or help us out, we're open to it. We're not those people. We love to just grow and see where we are.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. We don't know everything about podcasts. We don't know everything about the nonprofit, piece of it. So,
but within the next year, we're giving the girls a live show.
Oh, for sure.
Within the next year.
Huh?
Within the next year.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Within the next year, we're giving the girls a live show, and we got some other stuff planned that we will be announcing.
Yeah, please be on the lookout for Thanksgiving. We're gonna have that, and y'all might have to pay this time. However, it's still gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is gonna be a thing. But I want to say to all of you who are watching and listening, thank you for participating. Thank you for drinking and eating and enjoying 21 questions tonight with myself and Vonjay. Vonjay, we've done it again.
Yeah.
We shared a lot.
We did.
All these bitches don't think we're gonna share anything else next week.
Because I just want y'all to know this is all a lie. It was all a lie. It was all a scheme that Todd set up.
But until next time, I do want to tell you guys, make sure you check us out on ThiqueTalk.com, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well. We're available there. Our episodes are available. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, following. Our goal is 1,000 followers by the end of this season. We have 2 more episodes to go, so we want to make it happen. But until then, as we say always, I want you to remember to keep it cute.
Keep it real.
And keep it thick.
Always keep it thick. Good night.
Good night.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.